California is trying to build one of the most expensive rail projects in American history. A high-speed train that could one day connect Los Angeles to San Francisco in under 3 hours. But after years of delays, rising costs, and political battles, the project is now facing a simple question. Will this plan transform California or become one of the biggest infrastructure failures in the country? California has one of the largest economies in the world. If it were a country, it would rank among the top 5 globally. But despite that economic power, its transportation system still depends heavily on highways and short-haul flights. Interstate 5 and Highway 101 are frequently congested, with traffic stretching for miles during peak hours. And the flight corridor between Los Angeles and San Francisco remains one of the busiest in the United States, with dozens of flights departing daily between the two cities. This system works, but it's under increasing pressure. As California's population continues to grow, so does the demand for faster, more reliable ways to travel between major cities. So the idea was simple. Instead of building more highways or expanding airports, California would build a high-speed rail system. In 2008, voters approved a plan to create a 520-mile network connecting San Francisco to Los Angeles. Trains traveling at over 200 miles per hour, a journey time of under 3 hours. But that vision remains far from reality. While the full system is still years, and possibly decades, away, the first pieces of it are now taking shape. Building high-speed rail is not easy. To reach speeds above 200 miles per hour, tracks must be almost perfectly straight, with very gentle curves and slopes. Even small design changes can significantly impact performance. And in California, the challenges go far beyond engineering. The route crosses dense urban areas, agricultural land, and mountain ranges. Each of these environments introduces different constraints. In cities, land is limited and expensive. In rural areas, land acquisition often leads to disputes with property owners. And in mountainous regions, engineers must design tunnels, bridges, and complex alignments to navigate the terrain. Then there's earthquakes. California sits on one of the most active seismic zones in the world. The railway crosses the San Andreas Fault, requiring specialized engineering solutions that allow the track to move without breaking. This isn't just about building a railway. It's about building a system that can operate safely under some of the most challenging conditions in North America. And all of that complexity comes at a cost. But here's where the controversy begins. Construction isn't happening in Los Angeles or San Francisco. Instead, it's focused in California's Central Valley, a stretch connecting cities like Merced, Fresno, and Bakersfield. For many critics, this has become the symbol of the project's biggest problem. They call it the train to nowhere, a high-speed rail line that doesn't yet connect the places most people want to travel between. But that criticism doesn't tell the full story. As of early 2026, more than 170 miles of the Central Valley segment are under construction or in active development. Nearly 80 miles of guideway have already been completed. Dozens of bridges, viaducts, and underpasses now stand across the valley. Thousands of workers are on site every day, building the foundations of the system. And in the first months of 2026, construction crews have continued to complete structures and prepare sections of the route for future track installation. This is no longer just a proposal on paper. It is a project that is physically taking shape on the ground. But progress has come at a price. Originally, the project was expected to cost around $33 billion. But according to the latest 2026 estimates, the full system could now cost between $113 billion and $137 billion. And some analysts believe the final number could go even higher. Even the Central Valley segment alone is expected to cost more than $34 billion. So why has the cost increased so dramatically? Part of the answer lies in how infrastructure is built in the United States. Unlike countries like Japan and France, where national systems allow faster land acquisition and fewer legal challenges, projects in California must go through extensive environmental reviews, public consultations, and legal processes. Each of these steps takes time, and time increases cost. Inflation has also played a major role. As the project has stretched over more than a decade, the cost of materials like steel and concrete has risen significantly. Labor costs have increased, and delays have compounded the problem. Much of the current construction has been funded through a combination of state bonds and federal infrastructure grants. But while the Central Valley segment is largely funded, the money needed to connect to Los Angeles and San Francisco has not yet been secured. There's also another way to look at this. In the United States, a private company called Brightline has already launched intercity rail service in Florida. While it does not operate at true high-speed levels, it carries millions of passengers each year and has shown that passenger rail can succeed in certain markets. Meanwhile, Brightline West has broken ground on a high-speed rail line connecting Las Vegas to Southern California. By following the Interstate 15 corridor, it avoids many of the land acquisition challenges facing California's project. But even Brightline West has faced rising costs and delays, which highlights a broader reality. Building high-speed rail in the United States is complex, regardless of whether it is public or private. California's system is larger, more ambitious, and designed to connect major population centers across the state. But that scale makes it significantly more difficult to deliver. And the most difficult challenge is still ahead. To connect the Central Valley to Los Angeles, the railway must cross the Tehachapi Mountains. This will require dozens of miles of tunnels through challenging terrain. But as of April 2026, this section remains unfunded and unbuilt. Environmental approvals are still being finalized, and legal challenges remain a possibility. No tunneling has begun. No construction contracts have been awarded for this segment. Until that changes, the system cannot be completed. Everything depends on whether California can secure the funding and political support needed to cross this final barrier. So the question is it worth it? Supporters argue that expanding highways and airports would cost even more and increase emissions at the same time. High-speed rail offers a different approach. It connects regions, it reduces travel time, and it creates new economic opportunities. It allows people to live in more affordable areas while still accessing major job centers. It also reduces dependence on cars and short-haul flights. And even now, the project is already supporting thousands of jobs across California. Across the Central Valley, large-scale infrastructure is already visible. Bridges, viaducts, and rail corridors are rising from the ground. This is no longer just an idea. It is becoming a reality. The California High-Speed Rail Project is more than just a transportation system. It is a test of whether the United States can still deliver large, complex infrastructure in the modern era. And while smaller, privately led projects are already moving forward, California is attempting something much bigger. If it succeeds, it could reshape how Americans travel. If it fails, it could become one of the most expensive infrastructure mistakes in U.S. history. Either way, the outcome will shape how America builds for decades to come. And for now, the world is watching.